What's up, everybody? It's your boy Jerome, and I'm here today with the review for Black Ink Crew Chicago Season 4. Is this Season 4? Yeah, Season 4, Episode 12, and it's titled Rescheduled. So, without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so y'all, this episode, it opens up with Charmaine. She is at the radio station, and Danielle is there to join her. And, you know, with Danielle there, she's talking about how Danielle is telling the viewers how Danielle's getting married and how she's planning the bachelorette party for Danielle and how she just wanted to have dicks galore at that bachelorette party. So, you know, they talking about that. And then once they finish talking about that, you know, Charmaine is Danielle talking about the trip to Jamaica and how crazy that shit was and all that kind of stuff. And, you know, while they're sitting there discussing the trip, Neek shows up to surprise Charmaine, which I thought was kind of cute, but Charmaine just works my fucking nerves every episode with how loud she is. It's like, damn, Charmaine, you always up here at a 10. Like, can you bring it down at least to a number 5 or at least a 3? Maybe, you know what, at least give me a good 6. Because Charmaine is always on extra for no fucking reason. But we'll move on from that. Alright, next we got Don and Ashley. Don and Ashley are on a family date with the boys. They out, you know, having a good time with each other. And, you know, Ashley's saying that, you know, with her being back in Chicago, you know, Don has been doing good with the kids and with co-parenting with each, you know, with the kids and all that kind of stuff. So I guess Ashley's starting to feel like maybe she can, you know, see herself getting back with Don. If Ashley want to get back with Don, that's on Ashley. I don't think she should because, I mean, he's done it once before. He could do it again. But, you know, if that's what Ashley wants, that's what Ashley wants. So, you know, she's talking about how when they were in Jamaica, you know, that date that they had, you know, she's talking about how, you know, she liked that and all that kind of stuff. And it was something that they had never really done with each other before. And again, I'm like, Ashley, you gonna take him back, aren't you? And, you know, he has his hand on Ashley's leg and she's like, it's none of that and all that kind of stuff. And he's like, my hand is just on your kneecap, on your knee, not your thigh and all that kind of stuff. She's like, it's none of that. And then Dom's talking about Ashley got to work to get him back. And I'm like, I'm confused. Did she slip up and have a dude eating her on, you know, Snapchat and all that kind of stuff? But whatever, you know, eventually I feel like Don and Ashley are going to get themselves back together one way or another. All right, so over at Loyal Ink, you got Cobra there. Cobra got a client that's coming in that she's going to do a tattoo for. And then Charmaine walks in and she's talking about how, you know, Cobra finally has her own booth that she can tattoo in, and right now it seems like the drama between Cobra and Reese has kind of died down. So when Charmaine walks in there, Cobra tells her client, hey, let me go talk to my boss real quick. So, you know, Cobra goes and sit down with Charmaine, and, you know, Cobra's telling her, you know, maybe she was, you know, a little bit being a hater toward Reese. I'm like, you think you were being a hater toward? Like, you were completely being a hater toward the girl. So they sit down, and then this is where Cobra starts to tell starts to tell Charmaine about Reese, how, you know, she did some research on Reese, and come to find out that Reese had once took a picture of another artist's tattoo, and she claimed that tattoo was hers, which is basically, you know, she plagiarized it all and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, I get it, but the way Cobra was going at it, it's just like she was going super duper duper hard, which again, like I said, I get it. It's plagiarism, but, you know, Cobra was just looking for any little thing that she could find on Reese to bring it back to the group and had the group look at Reese any kind of way. And I'm like, Cobra, you just said, you know, you may look like a hater, but this just further proves that you are a hater of this girl. Like, what did Reese do to you so badly that you dislike her? Like, I don't understand what the beef is between Cobra and, now I'm not gonna say Cobra and Reese, I'm just gonna say what the beef is for Cobra with Reese, because I really am not understanding it. Like, I really don't understand what the beef is. Like, there is none. And then, you know, Cobra in her interview talking about, you know, Reese with her shaved head, her perky tits, and her nice body. And to me, I'm thinking to myself, is it a sexual thing? Does Cobra want to fuck Reese? Like, is that what it is? Because I'm not understanding the whole beef between her. Like, I just feel like maybe it could be a little bit sexual on Cobra's end, that she might want to screw Reese, and Reese might not be interested in her in that way. I don't know. It's just really weird to me. All right, so back at Loyal Ink, you have Don. He's asking Cobra for some advice with taking Ashley out on a date, and I'm like, you asking Cobra for advice on a date for Ashley? But okay, but Cobra gives him a good idea. With the kids, take them to the carnival or something like that. And I'm like, okay, that is a good idea. So Lily is over there on the couch, stretched out, laid out. I don't know if she was asleep or not, but Don goes over there and sit on her, and he was like, Lily, get up. He's like, I know I weigh every bit of 200 plus pounds. And, Lily was like, I benched that. And, Lily is in her feelings. And the reason why Lily is in her feelings is because of those kids that have been separated from their families because of your stupid ass president. Because he's not my president. Your stupid ass president. And this was actually a lighthearted episode. I really like this. And I like Lily, talking about her issues. The reason why she feels so strongly about it is because her family were immigrants, and just to see those kids displaced from their families is really sad. And I think to this day, some of them are still not with their families. And I just don't see how that stupid ass president of theirs cannot see that. Like, that man is a dumb fuck. He is the dumbest fucking president I've ever. Whoever president he is. Again, he ain't my president, but that is a dumbass bitch, for real. He really works my fucking nerves. Can't stand that motherfucker. I'm ready for his term to come up and get somebody else in that office that deserves it, because he don't deserve it. So basically, with Lily talking about this, she wants to do something to help them, and they kind of agreed to do maybe like a fundraiser or something, or whatever they can do to help these kids. And I'm all here for it. Like, I really like that. Because, like I said, that dumbass president of everybody's, he ain't doing shit. Alright, so you have Charmaine. She is getting sexy for Neek. And Neek is in there working. So, somehow Charmaine got in the bed. She handcuffed herself. And she called Neek into the bedroom. And she had a whip. And she was telling Neek to whip her and all that kind of stuff. And I was with Nick. I'm like, how the fuck did she get them handcuffs on her like that? And why? Like, that was weird. And then while she's in the bed, she had the whip and she had a vibrator. I'm like, what the fuck kind of shit is going on here? And, she tells Nick that basically before he went to Africa, that she was, excuse me, y'all, that she was tripping, when she proposed to him and all that kind of stuff, which she was. But now the bitch done really completely flipped out and is still tripping. So instead of her wanting to get married to Neek, now Charmaine wants to have a baby and talking about how it might make her mature more. I'm like, ain't no way in hell a baby gonna make you mature more, Charmaine. There's no. You do not need a baby right now. You need to grow the fuck up, and a baby will help her mature. What kind of shit? A baby will help you mature, Charmaine? All right, and then we have the day of the fundraiser. Lily reached out to the ACLU, and so, like I said, she's having a fundraiser, and they have a line of people standing outside of Loyal Inc. So they're going to tattoo people to raise money for the kids who have been separated from their families, and they're also taking donations of stuff, just anything that they can use. Which I'm like, okay, that's really good to see that. Give back to people who can't help themselves right now. I really like that. So, excuse me. So Charmaine and Lily are outside with the press, and Charmaine and, like I said, they're outside talking to the press. And this time, it's a good spin on the press. You have Lily talking about her issues, well, not really her issues, her life and the stuff that she's had to deal with, with being an immigrant and all that kind of stuff. And she also did say that her dad was murdered by the cartel. Sorry. Oh shit, I don't know what's going on with me. And I really did I like this whole thing. So back in the shop, Lily has this artist there, and he wants to get a tattoo of a cactus on him. And Lily was like, why do you want to get a cactus? And he was basically saying, like, where does a cactus grow? She said the desert, which I really didn't 100% understand that. I don't know what he meant by that. But, they're sitting there talking. And, he's talking about how in Chicago at that time, people who are immigrants were afraid to go outside because ICE agents were, riding around the streets because because the ICE agents were rolling around the street. And Lilly said that her was it her godfather? He was already deported, and she had another family member that was in the process of getting deported, which is really sad to hear all that kind of stuff. And she does a tattoo for him, and that was a badass tattoo. I really did like it, once she finished with it. And like I said, it was really good to see them do this to help those people who are in need, who have been, the family, the kids who've been displaced from their parents and all that kind of stuff. I really did like seeing this. It's just a slap in the face of this stupid ass administration. Like, the harder you guys work to try to separate people, the more we band together to help each other. So I really did like that. All right, so next you got Jen and Ashley and Ashley's best friend Candace. They are going out on a girls trip and all that kind of stuff, and they go to a strip club. So Ashley's sitting there telling them about everything that's going on between her and Don, and how they are in a better place right now. And she's talking about how she's not, when the male dancer started dancing, she was talking about how she hadn't really seen the male body naked in a while. I'm like, bullshit. You probably saw Don naked. You and Don have probably fucked. I don't care what you say. So, like I said, she's telling them how she's not having sex with Don. But I'm like, Ashley, eventually you are going to get back with him, and it's inevitable. Like, you are going to get back with Don. We see that. We know that. We are not going to be surprised. We're not going to be surprised if you and Don are fucking at this current time. So, whatever. So, while they're there, in walks the stripper. His name is Inferno, who is actually Don. So he gets on the stage, he starts dancing, and then Ashley finally realizes it's Don that's dancing. And Don let us know that, when he was in college and all that kind of stuff, he was a stripper and all that kind of stuff. And Jen is entertained by it completely. And, she's talking about, looking at Don, I need to get Van in the gym to work out and all that kind of stuff. I'm like, good luck with that one. And while Don is dancing, he grabs onto shit. He grabs onto what I think was the vents in there, and that, he's swinging on it. All of a sudden, that bitch just break and fall with his ass on it. But he gets up and he good. And then him and Ashley go off and talk and all that kind of stuff. And like I said, eventually Don and Ashley, probably by the end of this season, they will say that they are back together with each other, which I'm saying that now because I believe it's gonna happen. Okay, so Lilly, Reese, and Van, they are going to meet the ACLU people to drop off the stuff that was donated when they had their fundraiser, and to get the money that they raised, which they raised $1,500, which is pretty good. So like I said, they're going there to drop that stuff off, and they're talking with the lady that's I guess over the ACLU, and they're just asking her what was her experience like going to the border and all that kind of stuff. And she's telling them what her experience was, how it was just horrible and all that kind of stuff, which I have heard that those are deplorable conditions that those people are in. It's like, I just don't really understand. Like, again, with that with that dumbass motherfucker that calls himself a president, like, I just don't understand it. Like, do you not see what you doing? Like, these people are you got these people living worse than an animal right about now. Like, how would you like it if because your wife was an immigrant at one point? How would you feel if somebody took your son away from her? Like, really? Like I said, he's a fucking dumbass. Like, I cannot stand that motherfucker. I am ready for him to get the fuck out of office. Oh, because I'm over that motherfucker. He works my fucking nerves. Like, I get tired of seeing him tweet. I get tired of seeing him on the news. I get tired of everything about him. Like, he, just can't stand that man. All right, lastly, at Loyal Inc., you have Lilly and you have Reese. So, excuse me. Lilly is there, I'm sorry about this cough. I don't know what's going on with my throat, y'all. I've been a little bit under the weather, but now when I'm trying to talk, I'm coughing uncontrollably. I don't know why. Hopefully it gets better. But at Loyal Inc., you got Lilly and you got Reese, and like I said that earlier. So not Reese, but Lily's hand is all bandaged up. So the reason why her hand is bandaged up is because she got popped by some grease and she burned herself. Okay. So Lily and Reese are sitting there, in walks Jen, and they're like, "Hey Jen, what you doing here?" So Jen said she came to bring a band some lunch. And they're like, "What did you bring from lunch?" She said oysters. She said oysters, and Lily didn't know what an aphrodisiac was, so Reese had to explain to her what an aphrodisiac is. Breathe. Okay. So while they're sitting there, a client walks in for Cobra to get a tattoo, but Cobra wasn't there. And Lily's like, normally Cobra is, always here when it comes to a client. She's, good with customer service and all that kind of stuff. So 20 minutes pass, and then comes an hour and no Cobra. So, Lily goes and talks to the client. I'm like, how would you feel about Reese tattooing you? And the client says, okay. So Lily goes and talks to Reese and asks her, would she tattoo the client? And Reese is like, okay. So Reese takes the client in the back, asks her, what kind of tattoo she wants. She shows her what she wants the tattoo to be. And then, Reese gets on her back and starts drawing out the tattoo. And while Reese is doing this, in walks Cobra with an ice pack on her face. So the reason why Cobra was late was because Cobra got her wisdom teeth pulled out and she was in so much pain and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, if your wisdom teeth got pulled out and you in pain, why the fuck did you go in and why didn't you go home? If you were so drugged up on medication and all that kind of stuff, why couldn't you just didn't go home? Like, I would have went home if I was that drugged up in pain, but whatever. So, Lily tells her that Reese is back there with her client, and that set Cobra completely the fuck off. And she was like, why can y'all just didn't reschedule and all that kind of stuff? And I'm like, I got her point. Why not reschedule it since it was her client? I get it. But the girl was already there, and she probably took time out of her day to come do this with you. So why reschedule it if you late? Like, I get it. I get both sides of it. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. So Cobra goes back to where Reese is, and she's flipping the fuck out and going off on Reese and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, but Reese is trying to help your client out by doing a tattoo on her. Like, why are you in your feelings? You were the one that was late. Why didn't you call this girl? First of all, you talking about Lily and Reese rescheduling her. Why come you didn't call her and reschedule? Be like, hey, I got to get my wisdom teeth pulled out today. So today might not be a good day. What is it going to be a good day for you to, for us to do this? Like, that would have been more beneficial and to yourself. So, like I said, she goes back there, and this actually gives Cobra means and motive to finally say what she want to say to Reese. So basically, she's telling Reese how she found out that Reese used somebody else's art as her own, and Reese admits to it. She says, yes, I did do that. But this is back when I was first getting started and I was younger, and I didn't, she said she was wrong, but she's learned from that. And it doesn't take away from the fact that she's a badass tattoo artist and all that kind of stuff. Sorry. Oh shit, sorry y'all. Okay, so like I said, she said all that. She agreed to it. That she did it. And then, Lily over here is listening to this, and Cobra storms out. And you know, Lily is in her feelings because, you know, hey, I brought you in because I thought you was a dope tattoo artist, but to find out that you use somebody else's work as your own, like, that puts me in a bad position and all that kind of stuff. And then Lily walks out as well. And that was Black Ink Crew. Sorry about all the coughing in this video. I really do apologize about that. But like the video, leave your comments, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you later.